It's like your partner saying, "Have you taken out the trash?"
Yeah. I didn't know.
Well, no.
I didn't know
if
we
you
were
say,
in
"I
that
have not yet,"
relationship.
I would assume. Now, this is poor communication. I need to be a clearer communicator. Hit the fucking record button.
Okay, I hit the fucking record button.
That is a little bit harsh, and we don't need that.
So,
we need to bring that down just a little
and
bit.
Stu, how did that make you feel? Well, it made,
and you don't need to talk to me in that tone.
bizarrely, it turned me on a lot. I don't know what to Apparently, my thing is getting
Divorced
yelled
twice,
at.
huh? Drink.
I've got my coffee that says Eternal Optimist on it, too.
Eternal. I saw a coffee cup that said Eternal Optimist on it, and I thought it said External.
Oh, even
Optimist.
better. I love that.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. There was this card that I bought for someone. It's a long story, but it's this card that has like this little like balloon just drifting off into space, and it's like against a black background. The writing on it says, well, it says hope. Welcome to 2 Shots and a Royalty Check, brought to you by Venmo, Your Money, Your Move, and Liquid Death, Murder Your Thirst. Let's get back into it. But it's in handwriting, and it's so to me, I thought it said nope.
Yeah.
It's on our microwave.
Nope. That's perfect.
Yeah, because I think it's fucking hilarious. By the way, that's where my Wi-Fi password is if you ever break into my house.
Okay. Well,
So,
I haven't.
yeah. But like it's on the nope card. Nope.
The funny part is you and I have known each other for a very long time, and we've never been to each other's houses.
Since 1910.
We've always met at bars and been loaded somewhere. You know, like I believe
That's because we both have to get out.
Yeah, you're the godfather
I
of
have
my
to get
child,
out.
and I've never been to your house. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, that's true. Those are all true
These
statements.
are all true statements.
I was a surrogate father.
Yeah. God, thank you so much.
Not a whole lot of surrogate fathers.
I can't imagine why.
Yeah, they just call that cheating.
You're cheating hard. That was, they call
I am listening to this band,
Ooh, yeah.
Ace Monroe.
That's a cool fucking band name.
Fucking American rock and roll. American fucking rock and roll. American rock and fucking roll. I don't know how you want me to say it.
I want you to say it all of those ways, and we'll have them put it on a sticker somewhere. But, okay, define
Go
American.
find them. Ace Monroe Band. At Ace Monroe Band. Like, they're out of Nashville.
Yeah.
And so I don't know where they're originally from. You know, everyone from Nashville, sometimes from somewhere else.
Mostly.
Mostly. Man, it's some good, straight-ahead rock and roll kind of kind of shit I like. A little dangerous, a little whiskey drinking, a little, like this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're not here to like help clean the environment. We'll do that on our own time.
Yeah.
We're here to fucking rock.
Yeah.
I like that.
Nice. I'm into that. Excellent.
No, they're great, and they've got some good like singles that they've done out this year. Summer Heat, Fooling It Up. Come on. I really like that. Don't mind.
That's
Love
a
this
fucking
song.
rock and roll title right there. Just come on.
How about Working Like a Dog?
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah. It's some rock and roll.
And look up some photos of these guys. It is exactly what you expect it to be.
It is
fantastic.
Their tour bus smells like hell, and I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
They issued the number 2 rule on the bus.
When Miller James gets off the ground, we need to open up for them.
Hell yeah. I'm into that.
We'll be that band that's like, wow, why are they so old? Well, someone's got to pay the tab.
Somebody's got to pay the tab. And I always like to, I've had some people, I have, the stark white hair. I've had it for a few years, and they're like, man, you just look old. I said, yeah, but I can dye this. I don't know what the fuck you're gonna do.
You pull it off though. Like you can do that Silver Fox thing well. You can see this. So let me get a little closer here. I'm in.
That's disgusting.
I'm in beard. I'm at beard 30.
Beard 30.
Yes. So every man who listens to this, and maybe women that like know their men. I don't know. Is there non-linear, non-binary women that grow beards? Maybe. But anyway, anyone who tries to grow a beard,
Okay.
There's a point you reach.
Yes.
So there's a decision you make. 2, 3, 4, 5 days out of shaving, you're like, you know what? If I just let this go, let's see where it goes.
Yeah.
Now, I'm kind of a goatee guy, obviously, because I'm older. But I understand that's not the style of the day, like we wore onions as belts. But, so, I was like, and I'm not going to do, like, swamp guy beard. I'm not doing anything like that. But it's been a long time since I've had a full beard, so I thought...
Has it been a while?
It's been a while.
Thank you.
And so I thought, okay, well, so I made a decision, I think like 2 weeks ago, maybe a week ago,
Very good.
that I'm going to go to Thanksgiving and see, at least to Thanksgiving, and see if it turns out to be a beard.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. You got, like, guys, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you kind of get to that level where you're like, yeah, I don't look good in this. And I'm at about, I'm getting close. This is Thanksgiving week.
Yep.
Well, by the way, we're going to do a little Thanksgiving stuff on this.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Hope everybody's getting ready to go into the holiday all very
Snacks.
nice and stuff. But so I'm at that point where you're like, oh, I want to fucking shave it because, you're not used to having a beard.
Yeah.
And I do not look good. It does not look like I don't have that model, like short beard happening because it started coming in gray.
Oh.
And then it came in blonde.
Oh, wow.
And now it's darkening in weird places. And so I don't know what it's going to end up being, if I'll be salt and pepper daddy or if I'll end up being, gray beard or if it end up being dark. I have no idea. My just like my chin hair is the same thing. Like part of it's black, part of it's blonde, part of it just goes all over the place. So I don't know. So we'll see what happens.
I'm looking forward to the final tally and results on this experiment of yours.
Well, good, because
be
no
the
one's
light.
going to see me until it's one way or the other.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. I don't know. We have a show to go to here soon. But anyway,
Oh, yeah,
we'll
we
see.
do. But that's,
see. We'll
that's
see.
a while out. We'll get
Yeah.
there. Yes, we're fine.
But that's what's going on with Beard Talk. Thank you very much.
Thanks
That's
very
sponsored
much.
by Manscaping.
Manscaped, trim your pubes.
Trim your pubes. So that's
Yeah.
How do you get? Are you on like the 2 with your beard with your shaving?
Oh, I am. It depends. Like it depends on my mood. If I'm feeling good about myself, it's pretty well trimmed and taken care of. Other days it's like, I look like a bridge troll that you didn't answer his questions 3. It depends. But I mean, we posted a video or a link to our friend Ryan Chris and the Rough Cuts.
Excellent beard game.
Excellent beard game and social media game. I'd like to point out.
He also has a fantastic chin.
He does.
He's got a nice face line.
Yeah, he does have a good. He has a good face line, and but he does that thing where it's short on the sides and long on the thing, and he's going to be our resident Santa for the Sing It to Me Santa show this year, which is going to be fun. But yeah, like the beard game, I have let it go, and it looks good, but I get annoyed at it.
Yeah, that's my thing. I get annoyed at it.
Yeah, and I mean, if I had a little less. A little more patience, I could probably, get a robust lumberjack thing going on, but I don't care that much.
Did anyone get that joke? Patience, Guns N' Roses.
You know what's funny is right before we got on, I saw Guns N' Roses a few weeks ago. They were in town,
Oh, yeah?
and it was okay. Number 1, no opener. Number 2, 3.5 hour show. By 45 minutes into it, Axl was tired.
In your point of view, no opener, good or bad?
No opener. I wanted an opener. I don't go to see Guns N' Roses.
They should have had Ace Monroe open.
Yeah, exactly. I don't go to see Guns N' Roses to see 3 hours of songs. I go to see that fucking hard punk energy that I loved, from my teenage years. I can still visualize myself laying on my bed, living in London, listening to Civil War on my fucking CD player, reading Stephen King, and then Appetite rolls in, and, you got the 3 CD changer thing, yeah, I'm cool, right?
That's when we used to talk on records, too, when
Yeah.
you would go, what's so civil about war anyway? Remember that?
Yes, I do. So, yeah, it was 3.5 hours.
A human grocery store. Ain't that fresh?
Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was
Plus, doesn't Guns N' Roses basically have 120 that's good?
yeah, I mean, they'd have...
All of Appetite.
Yeah.
2 or 3 of User Illusion.
Yeah.
Play a little GNR Lies.
Yeah.
Some... maybe one-off Spaghetti Incident.
They did do a couple of Velvet Revolver tunes. That was cool.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
So they did Slither, and I think they did Fall to Pieces as well. I can't remember what the second one was, but that's how memorable it was. And I was already, speaking of Ryan Criss, he and I were at that show together, and, we had 12 beers by that point in time. The reason I brought up the Guns N' Roses thing was because right before we got on here, I was singing "You Could Be Mine," the song from Terminator 2, right? Kick ass, like I love that song. That was a song that was like, oh shit, this might be this new Use Your Illusion experiment might actually be worth something. Well, yeah. Anyway, not gonna have an opinion on that. But I was just remembering, like, how did James Cameron go, you know what, we need it's like filmmakers saying, I want a song by the hottest band in the world right now to build the, the momentum for this film that I'm making, even though he's like, by that point in time, he was, pretty legendary director. It's like, does that even happen anymore where the director goes, besides Tarantino, but he's not asking a band for their newest song. He's like, I would like this song from 1972, and if it sounds like it's got shag carpet all over it, that's the song I would like.
Right. Right.
I don't know of anybody that's asking for a new song for their movie and specifically picking the that stuff.
So we're showing our man card here a little bit because I think Greta Gerwig did that with Billie Eilish.
With what movie? The Barbie movie?
Barbie.
I would say that but
well, she wanted Billy and Phineas to write something specifically for Barbie.
Okay, that's fair.
Well over, I think it's close to 1 billion listens now.
But how often is that happening? And I mean, I'm not just saying that that men directors doing that. That's a fair point. But yeah, it's pretty rare.
It is rare. It is rare
that somebody has that kind of clout, and the fact that Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach had that kind of clout to go, hey,
yeah,
let's get Billie Eilish, let's have Mark Ronson and Dua Lipa, let's get it's a pretty good clout. Say, hey, we want that song.
I think what you're talking about is more like the Cameron Crowe kind of thing of like, the band I want that that isn't. Maybe, well, I don't know. That would be the opposite way. Like, not the hottest band in the world.
Yeah.
Like on singles and stuff, stuff he was doing there.
Yeah.
Let's break 4 bands.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I didn't. And that video for You Could Be Mine and the song is just fucking great. And it is in that movie 25 times.
But, why would you pick Guns N' Roses for a sci-fi flick? They're so not sci-fi. They're
motorcycles and shotguns and explosions.
Well, okay, yeah, I guess, it's very testosterone.
Yeah, and that was a very testosterone band. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Did he hit that?
In concert? No, here's the funny thing. Okay, in concert, here's what, excuse me, I noticed. Axl has done a lot of work to be able to sing all of the notes that he sang mostly when he was younger. Here's the thing. He's taking great care of his voice so he can do it over and over and over again. It doesn't have that same fire that he had, Of course it can't, but
it's not pushing and a little drunk.
Yeah, it's not a little it's not a little gritty. It's not, and you could really tell when he went for it because it would kind of lean into that, you'd be like, "Whoa, shit, there he is." But I still stand on the Simon Le Bon rock of 64 fucking years old, owning everybody in a whole of, Red Rocks. So, I know it's possible, but I don't think, Axl, very much a punk singer. Punk and hard rock singer, and probably did some damage and has to sing around it.
Yeah, well, just those notes. Def Leppard goes through this. You know, like, I mean, they're tuned down a little bit.
Yeah.
And, you know, Joe can't hit all those notes.
Oh,
not
no.
every night.
Yeah. No.
And not the same way.
Yeah. Bon Jovi,
You
let's
know.
not even go there.
Yeah. You're singing if you're at a Bon Jovi show.
And I just came across the Vince Neil Kickstart My Heart.
Oh my
you know,
God.
like it makes me giggle every single time. And you know, you and I are huge Motley Crue fans. I love, you know, I love that record. But just like it's just like there's so many pee jokes in that video and like the "Hiya!" and all that kind of stuff. You know, it's so good. But
I
I mean,
also just love that Nikki and Tommy, you know, they dance around it. Like they still stand up for their boy as if everything's fine. Like they have to know, they hear it.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's like every damn show you see the fans are like, oh,
yeah.
pulling the tie and such.
I saw Motley Crue with my second ex-wife. I have two of those. Drink.
Drink.
Yep, you heard that. It was me slurping my coffee. I saw him at Cheyenne Frontier Days many, 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 many years ago. It was the first place I told her I loved her.
Oh.
At a Motley Crue concert.
Oh, yeah, that usually works out.
It went so great from there. No, he had some
Was
good
Molly
times.
Crew without you in my life? I love you, baby.
I love you, baby. Yeah, something like that. I can't remember. Oh, now I'm sad and drifting into wistfulness.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
I'll be wistful with you.
Don't be wistful with me.
Girls,
Carry me
girls,
through my
girls.
sadness. Did you just sing Girls, Girls, Girls?
Yeah, that would have been a better one. Long legs, burgundy lips. I love you, baby.
Yeah, and your burgundy lips, all four of them. Ooh. I'm gonna see my.
Oh, I don't even know.
I'll see myself out.
Yeah, good Lord.
Yeah. So anyway, like that. This has been can the '80s singer hang on for dear life at the live show rant with Michael and Stu.
I always knew this was coming, though. Back in those days, like, because I was in the transitionary period of being a singer in high school.
Sounds expensive.
But more of like a choir, gospel, choral singer. I mean, I was in a cappella bands, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Blue Moon and shit.
Ooh,
what?
Blue Moon.
And also, I mean, rockapella, the Nylons. I mean, we could go on. Manhattan Transfer, what's up? But like, so I was all about it. I was totally an acapella geek.
Yeah,
That's a
makes
whole
sense.
other fucking podcast.
Yeah,
but,
I want to get into that sometime.
But I was a metalhead too, and I was into goth. And so, like, coming out of this, I started into cover bands, and so I'm singing, you know, Rat and Warrant and Bon Jovi and bands I didn't even really like because no one in the early 90s was going to go see you do Iron Maiden or Judas Priest. Like, that was out, you know. And so, but you could still do like bar gigs and do like sort of 80s metal. And I was thinking even then, you know, I'm in my 20s or whatever, and I'm like, how the fuck are they going to do this like when they're 50?
Yeah.
Because at that point, Rolling Stones had come back. Eric Clapton had come back. So like some of the older guys, like from back in the day, were having revivals in their career. And I'm like, well, okay, yeah, you can sing "Miss You" at 55 or whatever, you know. But like, it's difficult. I'm like, how the fuck is Stephen Pearcy going to sing some of this stuff?
He does not
when they're older. And I, you know. And I was right. They can't, really. They're going to try. And I mean, Don Dokken is another one who is just getting roasted at every show.
Yeah. I don't know.
Although he came back and did one with George Lynch, which was fairly decent. But
I mean, I don't know about beating somebody up to the point that they're getting roasted, you know, where they're, you know, it's like, yeah, you're not 24 anymore. You can't, maybe if you can't physically hit those notes anymore, that's okay.
Okay, so what do you think about this? Because I have a friend who's in one of these kind of projects. I think they listen to this, and I can't say, I shouldn't say, because I'd be talking out of school.
Yeah, okay.
But basically, they have a guy off stage who does the notes live.
Okay.
Young guy.
Okay.
So still a male voice, singing.
Yeah.
It's kind of a live backing track, but that way it's not a backing track.
Yeah.
But like for the really high stuff, and then like the lead singer can kind of take the
harmony,
the lower third or whatever. And that's, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I am too.
I'm absolutely fine with that.
Why not put that guy on stage though? Why not let him be up there in the back?
Because that's not what you paid for.
Yeah, but don't put him up front. Put him in the back behind the keyboard player where nobody will look,
Dude, he's where okay, this is the way he was explained to me. He's where the piss jars are. Anyone that's ever done a festival gig knows what I'm talking about. In the wings, there are these little places where it's like, you ain't going to make it all the way back through to where whatever... mobile home green room you have, you're not going to make it.
Yeah, because you needed a cart to get to the stage
during the drum solo.
Yeah. Okay. But I don't understand why not, like, say, like, the ego part of that's like, okay, why is that guy off stage? I mean, I would understand and be like, okay, I'm paying you $280,000 a year. You don't get to go on stage. You cool with that? But on the other side,
he doesn't get that much.
I know, but on the other side of the coin, I just kind of go, why not just let that guy be up there being the backup singer? When he needs to hit the high notes, I hit the low one, and he goes to the high one.
Yeah, they should hire like 3 singers and then have him quietly do it with the trio.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's not...
Motley Crue did that.
There's not a whole lot of metal bands. Yeah! Gangsta my heart! But there's not a whole lot of metal bands that have, if we ever... needed the Lord before. They don't really have, like the sort of.
That's a very specific there.
Let's take 6.
Yeah,
what's up?
Very nice.
I told
very
you
nice.
I'm a cappella, motherfucker. Yeah. I told you.
Very well done. Very well done. Told you I'm a cappella. Are you a cappella, bro?
Oh shit.
Okay, so what did you think of Pitch Perfect when it came out, Mr. Acapella Man?
Absolutely loved it.
Thank you.
The trope. The trope stands 20 years later.
Yeah,
the whole of the hate of it, but also like when you're in. We had okay, we're gonna go down a little road here.
Let's get in the hole.
We had a club in Denver called Acapellas, and it was on 17th Street. And this is in the 80s, way back when. But there was like a coffee shop that also had, I think they had liquor. But there was a group called the 17th Avenue All-Stars.
Ooh, yes.
Which had Jake in it.
Jake Schroeder.
From Opie Gone Bad.
Mm-hmm.
And
hell of a singer.
He went to a different high school than we did. I was in a group called the Treads. What's up? We wore like indigo blue jean jackets and Ray-Bans. Yeah, it was that whole thing. We made so much fucking money at 16. Like, I can't even tell you.
Yes.
We would do shows for like oil and gas people, and they would hear, oh, it's going to be like an a cappella quartet, and we would do like 50s doo-wop.
Yeah.
And
then you do a winger song.
We'd do our own spin on Duke of Earl.
Oh,
so
fantastic!
So instead of Duke of Earl, Duke.
Yes.
Instead of that, we would do some bullshit like this that went Duke of Earl, Duke of Earl. We would do that.
Okay.
And like it would be like sort of like an updated version of it.
It was
ridiculous.
This is like Footloose for a cappella groups, isn't it?
Yes, but we were making like $1,500 in like 87 for 2 hours of work.
Wow.
No instruments.
That's great.
No nothing. Like it's just showing up with microphones and a PA. Sometimes no PA.
Let's adjust for inflation.
And then we had like our side project, which was like barbershop quartet.
Yes.
So we would go play Elks clubs and the Key clubs and the Kiwanis clubs, like all the old people, and we would do, somebody ring on the rag. I mean, we would do ragtime music. Like it was fucking crazy.
By the way,
so much.
$1,500 in 1987 translates to $4,028.91 in 2023.
Please. Not even. It would be so much more than that. We would just go buy orange drink and Totino's to celebrate after.
I'm not saying that you wouldn't be able to maximize your $4,000. I'm just saying. But even with, adjusted for inflation, that'll buy you 1 cart of groceries right there.
It was so much money.
Yeah.
So much money.
Please.
And so fun.
Did you take all that in tens and roll around on your bed?
Well, what happened is we're 16 and stuff. And so the Elks Club would be like, here's your check. We're like,
Check.
yeah, we don't have a
Hey,
Have a
Dad.
bank.
Hey, Dad, can you go
I
ahead?
have a savings account from when I was 9 and had a paper route, but like, you know. So like there was like we take that, like I remember at the Elks Club, took the check,
Yeah.
go to the bar and cash the check.
Fuck yeah. I used
This is
to do
back
that.
in the day when you could do that.
Yep.
You could sign the check over at the bar,
Yeah.
like just like your SSI money or
Yeah.
whatever.
I used to do that at bars all the time. Actually, some bars wouldn't let you take the check. They would insist you cash it at the bar.
Yeah.
Weirdly.
And I swear they
What's
would take
that
a vig
accounting
on
loophole?
it too. It was like, we kept 5%, you know, for convenience charges.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying. What are you going to do, kid?
Protection charges.
So there was this club called Acapellas.
Yeah.
On 17th. And we would go down and watch. And I mean, it would be like Friday night, Saturday night.
Yeah.
Coming down as a high school kid to the city.
Mm-hmm.
And like, no, I'm not watching some dangerous metal show. No, I'm not at some weird goth like Black Warehouse show.
Yeah.
No, I'm watching a cappella music.
Yeah.
And sipping
hardcore,
on my
bro.
cappuccino. Oh, yeah. But there would be rival a cappella groups.
Yeah.
And I knew this because we were all in like we were all in choirs from different high schools.
Yeah.
And we were all in state championship for choir.
Oh.
So we go to the state championship, the state thing, and at the hotel, like there was one that year we were all in Fort Collins and we were all in the same hotel.
Yep.
Dude, okay, if you've seen Pitch Perfect, you know this is a scene straight out of there. We're all at this like vocal competition for like high schools.
Yeah.
But we're all like buzzed out on like Mountain Dew, man, and Jolt Cola and standing out in the hallways, which has great acoustics, breaking up into like quartets and quintets and singing like songs, trying to like, you know, impress girls. And then there would be another a cappella group like across the entryway lobby that was doing the same thing, and you would kind of battle like a cappella battle.
I love it. I love it so much.
And nobody's getting laid, by the way. I mean, well,
this makes me
later,
so
yes,
happy.
but like, listen, because there were girl groups too that were just badass, and you know,
Yeah.
So if you're coming up, get into a cappella. Listen, when you got to do a lot of shows in a vocal group, there's a lot of clothes changes.
Oh, yeah.
You just don't have time to find a bathroom sometimes. Some of the gals that have you change their bras, it's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well done. Well done.
You gotta be cool. You gotta be cool, and you gotta be respectful. But you gotta get a peek. Just saying. But no, I'm just saying we had a good run. Anyway, it started this rivalry with Jake. And me a little bit.
Oh boy.
And then we would eventually go on and be in bands and stuff like that. And I think we were the only ones that kind of came out of that. Well, Greg came out of it too.
Of course.
And a friend of mine, Jerry, is still a composer out of it, and he was in it. But dude, we were doing demos to like go pitch record companies for a record deal in a cappella. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
This
imagine that. Like,
excites me.
yeah. Anyway, acapella, do it. I love it. By the way, I'm still trying to find this demo. I've got like 7 or 8 acapella songs. We started writing originals.
Oh, I love it.
By the way, so this would end up, I'll end this story. This would end up with the principal of our school asking us, to write an original song for our graduating class, which graduated at Red Rocks.
Very
Hello.
nice. First time you
So-
played at Red Rocks, right?
Nope. I played at Red Rocks a few times prior to that, but I didn't count it because it wasn't a song I wrote. This one was a song I wrote called This Chapter Ends.
I'm sorry, you played Red Rocks before you graduated high school?
Oh, yeah. A few times. And long story, but anyway. But the one that I really counted was being able to do your own song in front of 10,000 people at Red Rocks. That's the real one. That's where it actually started. So,
Very nice.
And that was... And being able to write the song for your graduating class, like that's some real music. That's when you're like, ooh, I might actually make a go of this songwriting musician shit. This might actually work out.
Yeah.
So someone at TMZ has a VHS of us doing This Chapter Ends at Red Rocks.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So there you go.
Wow.
I have no idea what your fucking question was, but
no, I enjoyed all of that. It was all about the acapella gangs.
Diversion.
Yeah, acapella gangs where you guys like fought in the streets with switchblades. One guy accidentally.
Thanksgiving's coming up. What's your big plans?
I'm gonna eat a lot of food with the family.
Okay, and you have family givings or friends givings or
family givings. Well,
it
depends. I mean, like I will have an early dinner with family. And then there's lots of friends that are doing lots of fun things all over the place, and I will probably, me and the child will probably bounce around a little bit and go have some adventures.
Oh, adventures!
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, so are you a white meat, dark meat guy?
That's kind of a personal question.
The turkey leg, the breast.
I don't. It doesn't matter to me. I don't.
It doesn't matter.
No,
Jesus, you got to have a take on turkey meat.
Because here's the thing: okay, so I didn't grow up with Thanksgiving because I am an immigrant, right? I'm an immigrant, right? So I didn't grow up with Thanksgiving. The time we had turkey was like Christmas,
Right.
So
the poppers and such.
Crackers. Christmas crackers. And that goes, how dare you?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you get out. You're no longer invited.
Leave it.
Leave it out.
Leave it out.
You're no longer invited to my Christmas cracker party. No, you're invited. Finally, you might be able to see the inside of my house.
So you have no compunction,
no preference,
no like one preference or another on. You don't have an argument on sweet potato versus mashed potatoes.
Don't give a fuck.
Pecan pie versus pumpkin.
Who cares? It's all delicious. Who cares?
Oh my God! There are Americans right now that are throwing their AirPod at.
Well, then they need to figure out that it's not as important as they think it is.
Because it's what we do in America on Thanksgiving.
We get mad about things
and
that
argue at 3:00 watching the Detroit Lions.
Detroit Lions, and not the joke they used to be, by the way.
And America's team, Dallas.
The Double D's.
Double D.
It doesn't matter. Thanksgiving is not about the fucking pie. It's about being with people
for
you like.
Millions of people, it's only about the pie and whipped cream. It is only about that. And
I have other things to do than argue about this.
You don't even have a take on cranberry sauce.
I don't have a take on it.
Oh my God!
I mean, it's like I don't eat it either way. So
either way, it doesn't matter to me. I hope all
both
the teams have
enjoy
fun.
themselves.
I hope no one gets hurt and everyone has a good time.
Has a good time. Yep. Because at the end of the day, we're all going to end up face down in a dirt pit. Who gives a fuck about your pie? Although I do enjoy fresh cranberry sauce made in a pan versus the slice me some of that jelly off stuff.
So, do you have cranberry sauce at any other time of the year?
No.
Because you're fucking weird and British?
Yes.
And you're like, oh, it's June, time for cranberries.
I don't think I eat cranberries like in some type of trail mix, and that's about it. It's like I've got a dried cranberry trail mix with a variety.
Cranberries in cereal this morning, dried cranberries, actually.
Wow. I have, like occasional dingleberries, but no real cranberries.
Yeah, I did. By the way, I saw an awesome tweet today that was like, you call yourself a fan of Thanksgiving, name 3 pilgrims. Kind of a take on when you see someone wearing a Nirvana shirt. And you're like, name 3 Nirvana songs.
I love, my favorite thing of when I see that happen is when somebody actually schools the person asking them, oh yeah, you're wearing a Slayer shirt? Name 3 Slayer songs. Well, my favorite's Hell Awaits, but I actually like the live version from Decade of Aggression more than, or whatever, it's like, it just like fucking school them. I'm like, yep, please continue to do that. Yeah, wear the shirt, school the people on the music. That'd be amazing. Thanks. And I don't care. Wear a Metallica shirt if you like it. Who cares?
Do you have a show the day after Thanksgiving on Friday?
I do not this year. I usually have a show the night before Thanksgiving, not the night after Thanksgiving.
Yeah. We used to book really weird shit around Thanksgiving where...
It's the second biggest bar night of the year. It was the second biggest bar night of the year, the night before Thanksgiving, because you fly into town a couple days early and then you realize, oh, fuck, I have to spend this amount of time with my family. So you're like, find me a local bar. And so we would, always play Thanksgiving Eve, and it would be a sellout, raucous disaster piece. And then the day after Thanksgiving, when everybody's hungover and pissed, would usually be kind of a ghost town. So,
dude, one of the worst gigs I ever played was a solo gig for Black Friday.
Oh.
So that's Black Friday for people. It's a horribly named day. But anyway, Black Friday is the day after Thanksgiving where traditionally people go and, what would you call it? Crush other people at Best Buy.
Yeah,
whatever that is.
Looking for
to try to get
TV.
$20 off a TV.
Good Lord.
Which they could have had delivered. And anyway, but it's where crazy people line up at a store and then get mad at each other because of capitalism.
Capitalism, baby.
I was playing a store and they were like, hey, we want to have some music. And I was like, that'd be great. Like, and they were paying a lot of money. And I was like, okay, well, I got nothing else to do on that Friday.
Yeah.
And and they didn't want a band. I thought they wanted a band. I was going to put a band together and do it. And this is, a few years ago. And so they're like, no, just you. Just like, we just want some holiday music. And I was like, holiday music?
Yeah.
Like, that's not going to go over well. But okay, sure. Everyone hated me. like because I think it was like at a mall. I think it was at Park Meadows.
Oh, yeah.
But it was like right when Park Meadows opened or something.
Yeah.
But basically it was like at the entrance of a store where everyone was like frantically trying to buy shit, coming out with tons of product. But there was overhead music like in the atrium area, overhead music in the store. And then there was me with my little setup. Yeah, and I think there's like, Brazilian pan fruit guy over there by the kiosk. So it's just like, hey, one of you needs to shut up and let's start with acoustic guy.
And I really hope all three of the keys were all just so disparate, tritones and minor seconds apart.
I mean, trying to play "Let's Get It On," and
the pan flute guy was trying to play "Let's Get It On."
On the ambient sound above, it was like, well, it's a marshmallow. Let's get it on, and then.
Oh, I thought the pan flute guy was going to play "Let's Get It On" because that.
I should have had him come over. We probably would have made more money. He probably would have sold more CDs.
Yeah,
like those pan flute dudes are like rappers at malls. Like they'll come up and they're like, "Hey man, you want to buy a CD?" And I'm like, wow, you guys still sell CDs?
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, back in 1996 when that mall opened. No,
this was not that long ago. This was there was a 2 in front of the years.
Oh.
It was, it was not that long ago.
Wow, that's impressive.
I mean, it was still probably long ago for most people listening to this, but to us, no, not that long ago. It was in the year 2000s. It was in the 2000s.
In the 2Ks.
Yeah, but that was... It was horrible. It was horrible. I'm like, just give me my money. I'm going to go. And they're like, that would be good.
Okay.
That'd be good. That'd help us all out.
Well, see you later.
Yeah. And they gave me like a skincare package. And I was like, what? Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, maybe you can give it to your wife or something. It was one of those kind of things. And I'm like, okay.
No.
Like with my money, and also this. And
also, like, we have
what
affinity.
What are you saying? Like, I know I'm breaking out, whatever, but like, you don't need to put it that finely.
Have you tried laying off of the meth?
I know.
Here's a skincare.
Well, at least just stop smoking it. That's all we're asking.
Yeah. I mean, we don't care if you,
So you hate Thanksgiving. All right, so let's get to something else
Pretty much, I hate Thanksgiving. That's
and
it.
You know what? You're
Doesn't
right
matter
too. We stole Native Americans' land, and we make it a holiday, and that's kind of some bullshit. so I mean,
I'm not protesting and standing on a soapbox. It's like, but the day of it itself is, it's about something that has less to do with which part of the turkey I want to eat.
By the way, pilgrims. Yeah. Horrible fucking religious zealots. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, carry on.
I want to point out something here. I want to shout out somebody really quick. His name is Ant Henderson.
Ooh, Ant Henderson.
Ant Henderson has left a review.
Okay.
I don't know if it's actually up yet.
Fantastic.
But he says, so I love and hate your podcast. Good start.
Perfect. I love it.
Good start.
Yeah.
Because it feels like I've slipped into a conversation and I'm eavesdropping, and then you switch subjects and I want to hear more and shoot the shit. And I was like, that's perfect. I think that's what we're going for.
Pretty much.
But Ant Henderson, he's a Twitter friend. He's Lancaster. over there in the UK.
Not to team
he
them.
also is a partner at Audio Content Lab, and I love those guys.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Jake and all those people. But
Yeah.
I wanted to shout him out because he had some questions about some contests and things, and so I thought, let's go ahead and shout him out a little bit.
Yes.
And so then we'll just switch subjects.
Yeah. Good luck, fuckers.
There was a thing that we were talking about with some of the old folks on Facebook.
The grandmas and racists.
Yeah, but I wanted to share this. It's from Chris Richards, who's a pop music critic at the Washington Post, and I think I got this from Ted Gioia. But it's interesting. It's anecdotal, certainly, but it's interesting. And basically, Chris was asking a class of 25 students at a high school, where do you listen to music?
Yeah.
And so, there's a big long list of choices. And it was really interesting that, like, first of all, there's only 25 kids and there were 100 choices picked. So they all got to pick more than one, obviously.
Yeah.
And there's no real correlation here. So I don't know whether or not the Apple Music people are also listening on TikTok or whether YouTube people. But basically the lead, Apple Music is 9. Spotify had 17. YouTube had 15.
Yeah.
SoundCloud was pretty strong with 9, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
But for you people that love physical and think it's coming back for the kids, cassettes 1, CDs 4, vinyl 1. Again, anecdotal. Don't even know if that's like their parents' CDs.
Yeah.
Or if that
Did
was
they buy their own?
A vinyl that was a gift given to them or something.
Yeah.
But here's an interesting part of it. These 2 points that I wanted to point out here. Radio 8.
Wow.
Radio's still a thing.
Still a thing.
We have a mutual friend who is very much pro radio.
Yes, he is.
You can find data that says that radio is damn near as strong as ever. But it's also a little bit painted because, like, talk radio, sports radio, it's not the same as rock format radio. Alternative radio is music radio, basically.
I'd be curious on that one whether the genre specificity that we deal with Spotify translates to radio as well. You know what I mean? Right. Did they listen to hip hop radio? I mean, is there an EDM station here?
But I think you would find that most people would say, I think most people in the industry would even say that high schoolers aren't listening to radio anymore. Right?
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't think that at all.
I wouldn't think that at all, yeah.
And here's the other thing that got me. Bandcamp, the glory of independent music, right? You can run your own Bandcamp, you can do streaming, you can sell physical from there.
Yep.
0.
Yeah.
None of them.
Yeah.
Not one. Again, anecdotal, small sample.
Yeah.
East Coast High School, whatever.
Yeah.
But I find it interesting. I found it really interesting. I was not surprised by YouTube having a 15 strong number there.
Yeah.
I wasn't surprised by SoundCloud because there's a whole lot of like underground rap on there, underground EDM that's still very popular on SoundCloud. And so, I thought that was really interesting. And, damn near double the number of Apple Music for Spotify.
Yeah.
And yet we hear Gen Z is out of the Spotify business. Like there's, you can look at data and demographically see that Gen Z is not really down with Spotify.
Yeah.
I think they're looking for something. I think that they're looking for something a little bit better. As I've said for the longest time, Spotify feels like you're listening to someone else's music.
Yeah.
You're at your brother's house listening to their music. And if one of these platforms could make it to where it feels like you are in your music room with your collection, because that was the glory of physical. Like if you get down to it, it's not the packaging. It's not really the liner notes. That can be digital, or the artwork can be digital. It's not nearly the tactile feel thing. It's that you had a collection and you could turn someone on to music from your collection.
Yeah.
So, but I thought that was all really interesting.
Yeah.
Also, Tidal didn't even show up at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
oh boy, my son has an Apple Music playlist that he's called his banger playlist, and he has about 19 hours worth of music. If he likes a song, he just adds it to the playlist. And I think that isn't that kind of what you're saying with it not feeling like your music room, kind of thing. It's like all based on like, you know, like other recommendations. It's not something like, I mean, I don't know about you, but like there was a certain number of groups that I felt like I discovered and turned people onto because, you know, it's like I'm in the CD bin and next to it, if you like, you know, the Ramones, then you will like Violent Femmes or, you know, whatever, you know, like that kind of stuff. And if you like Vanilla Ice,
yeah,
you know, I would, you know, I'd be like, I would take a chance on that artist and be like, buy the CD and be like, okay, this is cool. And, you know, then be able to turn the people onto it. But you're like, I don't feel like that's happening on any of these streaming apps, like necessarily. I don't really go down the recommendation hole on Spotify or Apple Music. I like what I like.
Yeah. I do. I mean, Spotify has no idea what to do with me because, like, when you do music supervision or
yeah,
you know, I'll be listening to 8-Bit Glitch one day and then country pop the next, and I mean, all within the same hour, not even day. And then I'll be like, okay, I want to hear something that I'm familiar with, and then I'll go find something kind of newer in a region if I'm looking at that, or you know, and then all of a sudden it's like listening to Phil Collins, and then like.
Oh,
you know,
man.
and then I'll get wistful and I'll be like, oh, you know what? I should listen to a Billy Joel song.
There you go.
And so I also think the other problem with playlist and the rest of streaming together is that you never get to. I have a thing that I call a few people. Yeah. Which is Deep Cut Betty. Mm-hmm. So whenever someone's like, their best song is this. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. Like, because they won't pick the single or the second single. Yeah. They'll always pick the 8th song on the record or whatever. I'm like, oh, you're a Deep Cut Betty. Yeah. And I love that, but I don't think we're making those anymore. People don't really, you know, the thing is when you spent $15 on a CD or whatever, and you popped it in, you're like, I don't know. Yeah. And you took it out, and then later on in the day, you're like, okay, well, I spent the money. Let me get through it. Yeah. And you listen to it a few times, and you're like, oh my god, this seven song is pretty cool. Yeah. Fuck the single. I like this song. You know, and so I don't think we're getting to that where you got to force yourself to listen to it because you know. We have unlimited music everywhere. Yeah. You know? Oh, all of the music in my pocket.
Oh, would you like all the music?
No, I meant all of the music.
All of it. Even shit
Shout
you don't
out
want.
Gary Gulman.
Yep. Well done.
Cue that Gary Gulman clip for the TikTok.
Yep, there it is.
So anyway, I thought that was an interesting thing. We'll see. I mean, maybe we'll do like a little poll or something and find out where our people listen to it. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I'd be curious.
The thing is, I would tick off like almost all of them. I'd be like Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, you know, whatever. Although I don't really listen to CDs right now.
My
honestly,
my CD collection is. I have CDs, and they're usually from local artists. Yeah, you know, it's like I like that. I like this thing, and to support the artist, I will buy the CD. It doesn't mean I necessarily listen to it because the convenience of streaming means I can also go in there. And I don't know any of the artists who I bought CDs from over the last couple of years who don't have their music on streaming as well. You know?
Right. They have it's not one or the other.
It's not one or the other. It's both. So I mean, I'm paying for this already. You know.
I'm going to be completely honest here.
Yeah.
I still have a bunch of CDs in case the fucking world ends.
Oh, dear.
In case things go down, in case shit goes down.
Yeah, okay.
Because then I will still have music to listen to.
Okay.
Like, in case it all fucking goes to shit and we're stuck in zombie land. Yeah. And I got the little player basically back there or whatever, or use a computer or whatever, but I'll still have music. And, like, that is the dumbest reason to keep this whole collection of CDs.
Please tell me that they're all your CD.
I'm probably not going to have the power. Yeah. I'm going to have to create a crank, like, bicycle pedal to create the power to listen to the CD.
You want to listen to music? Put one of the children on the bicycle. You know, it's the thing I think about is like, okay, I have a bunch of CDs still, but the thing I have, the most CDs I have are actually mine that I never sold. So I have like a couple of boxes of just like, oh, that CD is mine, and like, hey, you want to hear a song? I wrote Kids.
Exactly.
Like there's probably like 8 or 10 boxes of various bands that just I have their CD just sitting in a storage space.
Well, and I've got a bunch of, I'm looking to my right here on my shelf. I got a bunch of CDRs
Oh yeah,
that are like some like demos of mine, or like, you know, things I was sharing back and forth, or you know. And I by the way, all right, let's bring the age group up a little, or down a little bit, just a little bit, okay? Because I found a CD that was like a mixtape. Okay, for the kids that don't understand what mixtapes are, go Google it. It's not Google. Drake. But I had it, and I know that it came off of LimeWire.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is
because
me
anything
ripping
you
off
put it in
music
gets explodes.
in 99 or what. Yeah, you put it in and a porn comes up, and yeah, you just everything comes up with like ad blockers and shit. But it has like local H on there and some, I don't know, some cool music actually.
Nice.
But I looked at it, I was like, oh my God, I remember that. It took forever to burn that CD off of LimeWire.
Yeah.
Shout out to LimeWire. What's up? Let's bring it back.
Thanks for destroying a bunch of hard drives. It might be the new Nelly song. Might be porn you didn't ask for.
You never know.
You never know.
Down, down, baby, looking in.
Wait, how's
All
that
right,
again? I need that one more time.
No, I can't. I can't really. No, literally, I can't for FCC reasons. My God, how old is he? He knows this isn't on the FCC, right? He knows this isn't live on air. Beep. Let's get to the email or the question. I had a pretty good question that was asked to me, and I thought let's delve into it very quickly.
Yeah.
Because as it turns out, not a lot of people are listening to us for music business. Fair enough. But we like to give you a little bit.
Sometimes.
And so here's a little bit. Okay. What is a catalog? I'm assuming you mean music catalog. What is a catalog, and why are artists selling them?
Ooh.
What is a catalog, and why are artists selling them? Okay, so in the shortest sense, a music catalog, in the way that we describe it usually, is the catalog of the songs that you have written, that you own publishing and songwriting on. You most likely also own the master on that. That would be a separate catalog.
Yeah.
Even though that's a recording catalog. But your catalog is usually the music that you have written and that you own the writing credit on, therefore the publishing.
Yeah.
When most artists are selling their catalogs, almost every artist that you hear about does not own the master. They were in record deals. They're in major deals. They probably didn't get it back, aside from a few who have been able to do re-records. Hello, Taylor Swift. Hello, Def Leppard. A few other people. But so mostly we're just going to talk about the songwriting. These are songs that you have. When Stu and I talk about a music catalog, it is, for lack of a better word, it's a spreadsheet of the song titles and the ISWC codes, which is a work code. It's usually your BMI, ASCAP, CSAC identifier code for that song that you registered. It could be the copyright registration on it if you do that sort of thing. Whatever the co-writers are, what your splits are. Maybe it has the lyrics in it, maybe some tempo, maybe a key, that kind of thing. Yeah. But it is basically a paper file of like what that song is, and sometimes it would be the sheet music or a fake book music that has basically the chord structure of the song. Yeah. So that is basically what a catalog is. So that when you hear that spoken about, it's normally the songs that were written and that you control still, or at least you control a part of. Now, why are artists selling them? There are many reasons for this. Some artists are aging out of being able to tour, and they can't make that money on the road anymore, especially legacy acts. A lot of artists were selling around COVID because they were like, holy shit, don't know what's going on. A lot of artists sold, and I shouldn't say artists, these are songwriters that are selling, usually.
Yes.
And so a lot of the writers have sold their catalogs because of like various reasons, but I'll give you the main one, and this is really quick and dirty, okay? When you make royalty income, this podcast is called, what is it called?
Two Shots and a Royalty Check.
2 Shots and a Royalty Check, which is mailbox money.
Mailbox money. This is what we want
is royalties, right?
Yep.
When you're making royalties, it is reported as income. So it becomes income, and there's actually a whole little section in the IRS thing that is when you record your royalties.
Yep.
So it's income, and at a certain level, basically, if you're making, let's say, $500,000 or $2 million or $1 million in royalties or in your total income, you're going to be taxed closer to the 50% rate before you get to all of your, deductions. Okay.
Yep.
So you're going to be taxed on that money 50%. Just call it that as income. If you're making let's just make it easy. You're making $1 million a year on royalties and you're going to be taxed 50%. You're going to lose half that money. Okay. And this is money that comes from Spotify, that comes from Pandora, that comes from BMI. This is all that kind of money that comes to you as a writer. And so you're going to only be making like $500,000. Oh my God, cry for you. But understandably, that's a house, right? Like, so maybe there's a different way to do it. So if you get offered a multiple for what your royalties are per year, so say you're making $1 million a year on your royalties, and someone offers you basically a 5 to 8 year multiple on your royalties, saying that it's going to be roughly the same. Some years are bigger, some years are less. So they offer you, let's say, $7 or $8 million for a buyout to buy your catalog. Okay, if you take that $8 million, that's a capital gains tax. So you're only going to be taxed 15 to 20% on that. Really, up to $400,000, $600, something like that. $460,000 is 15%. Anything over that goes up to the 20% mark. So you have a cap gains on that. Well, you've just saved yourself 30, 40% in taxes. And so rather than like take the chance on whether or not your music's going to fall off, you might be canceled if you fuck up and say something and your songs get like, someone starts a change.org against your songs on Spotify, your streams may go down. And so it would make more sense for you to take the $8 million now, take the 20% hit, than for you to make $1 million a year and take 50% off. That is the real reason why people are selling. So there you go. Does that make sense?
It has to do with money.
The other thing is most of these deals are for publishing catalogs and they're all for past work. So say you're in your, 40s, 30, 40, 50s, something like that, 60s
right
even. You can write another fucking song.
Yeah.
Sell your back catalog and use that money to build yourself a studio and record yourself a new album and go on tour and, whatever. So it's usually for back catalog. So unlike most publishing deals that you would get, unlike most label deals that you would get, there's very few of these catalog deals that are forward looking, that would take your forward songs. Yeah. And so, so it's kind of a no brainer. And management, I've talked to a lot of managers, a lot of lawyers who basically are like, this is like, if you get the offer and it makes sense multiples wise, like they're giving you a good number on it, you're stupid not to sell it. Yeah. Like, and if you got kids and you're like legacy and all that, well, okay, take that big payout, set it aside, then put that in your will. So
put a trust over here for them that they get when they turn to a certain age, and Bob's your uncle.
And so why would VCs buy those catalogs? Well, they're hoping to be in this business 20, 30, 40, 50 years on, or sell them or monetize them in a different catalog way. They bundle all the catalogs and they go, this is how many royalties we make per year with all of these songs. And that number may be 50 million. Yeah. And so we would like a $250 million loan. Yeah. So that's kind of how they make their money. But so they're hoping that they outlive you, right? Like, so if they're paying you for a 10-year, a 10-year buyout or an 8-year buyout or a 5-year buyout, they're hoping to make their VIG basically on the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th. Yeah. So there you go. And that is catalogs and why are people selling them?
Well done. Well done.
Do you have any questions?
No, it's always made sense to me that it's a money play. Yeah. I mean, because otherwise it's like, you know what? Because for me, like as a creator, I've already created that song. Like, the only thing I can do with it is perform it live or, write something new, right?
And if you were a songwriter and a signed artist, like say in the 70s, 80s, whatever, you already got the push.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it's someone else's business to ramp that song back up. You've already done that. You didn't have to work too hard for that song. The record label did because they wanted to sell records.
Exactly. And so, at a certain point, it just goes. I go, you know what? I'm moving on into the next thing. I like. What's that Jelly Roll quote from this week? There's a reason the windshield is bigger than the rearview mirror.
Yeah,
that's nice.
God,
that's nice.
Idiom.
So. You don't like the good feely stuff.
I'm just saying the rear shield window is bigger than the windshield sometimes.
What kind of car are you driving? Oh wait, you don't.
I don't. Why would I drive? He's high all the time. Anyway, by the way, so this question came from somebody about a small catalog offer to them.
Oh, good.
So
I love that.
You want to get into this game, right? Well, get into sync, get into getting your songs going, see if you can generate 100,000, 200,000 a year on your royalties, okay?
Yeah.
And then you might get a multiple for 1.5 million.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be 20 million, 30 million, 40 million. It doesn't have to be all that kind of money. It could just be like something that gets you, a house.
Yeah,
or
that sounds great.
Could be something that gets you, the kids through college and shit.
Yeah.
So you can work your catalog up, and then there are royalty exchanges. There are some places that you can look that would buy smaller catalogs from. You don't have to be a name. A lot of producers get these deals because they're on a track or they own part of a writing of the track.
Points on it.
Yeah, you can you can do this with your partial share too. So say you're part of 5 writers on a big hit song. Yeah.
Say you're one of the Beatles.
Let's say you're one of the Beatles. But also, let me give you the flip side of this, right? Yeah. Legacy-wise, you lose your music. We all scream about keep your publishing, right?
Yeah.
This is why you keep your publishing, though. It's for the payout. Because I will tell you, from having to deal with this from a business side, when someone dies... Say it's like a Prince or Aretha or any of those people. When someone dies and there's a big family involved who have no fucking idea about the music business, someone has to manage those copyrights and royalties.
That's true.
And they don't know what the fuck they're doing, usually.
Yeah.
And so let the pros handle what the pros do. But so there you go. Primary wave. What's up?
Exactly.
Well done. Let's get to the sync of the week.
Sync.
You want to go first?
Yeah, because you mentioned earlier that you were a happy little goth kid. So I watched the new David Fincher movie, The Killer, this week. Of course, Atticus and Trent Reznor are involved in the composition of the soundtrack, but there is a fuckload of Smiths in it.
You are such an asshole.
Yeah, and so they had How Soon Is Now by the Smiths and the Killers. There was some, there was a whole lot of Smiths in it. There was, what the hell am I thinking of? Oh,
you are
I'm losing my mind.
An asshole for this.
I know.
I can't even tell you.
I know. Are you doing the same thing?
Yes, of course I'm doing the same thing.
Are you doing the same song or are you doing a different song?
No. I'm doing the whole fucking thing.
The whole fucking thing is great. I really loved it.
Yes.
Anyway, it was so good. Yeah.
Netflix. There are 11 placements of the Smiths.
Yes. Yes, there is.
All written by Morrissey and Marr.
Morrissey and Marr. Mm-hmm.
Well, I wonder. I know it's over. How Soon Is Now? Hand in Glove. Big Mouth Strikes Again. Heaven Knows I'm Miserable Now. Girlfriend in a Coma. Shoplifters of the World Unite.
Girlfriend in a Coma was probably my favorite, like surprise.
Unhappy Birthday, This Charming Man. There is a light that never goes out. Now here,
I love that we chose the same thing. That's great.
I know. Oh, I was so excited about this. Okay, so this is our sync of the week.
Yeah.
We should mention Paul Luther Jackson.
Yes.
Is the music
PL Jackson.
Here's why I love this so much. Okay. By the way, the rest of the needle drops are pretty good too. Portishead.
Portishead, yeah.
Is on there.
Yep.
There was also Pop Pop and Another Level.
Oh,
which is very nice.
Yeah.
Glory Box is the Portishead. Whenever you say Portishead, you should know that means Glory Box.
Glory Box, yeah, exactly.
But here's what's so amazing about what they did on The Killer. So like I said, 11 tracks, right? All the Smiths.
Yeah.
Warner has the publishing on that.
Oh.
Warner Music Group has the masters on that. There's like 2 fucking calls to make.
Yeah.
To get 11 tracks cleared.
That's done,
and any publisher in the world, you call me and you say, I would like to license 11 tracks for my Netflix show. I'm going to give you a fucking deal. In fact, I bet it was 8 songs.
Yeah.
Or 9. And then it ended up being 11 because it was like, we got the budget. Sure. By the way, this is all MFN. It's all Most Favored Nation. So all of them would be paid the same.
Yeah.
But it just... The easiest fucking music supervision thing once you got to once you convince them there's a killer.
Yeah. He
loves listening to it in his ears.
Yeah.
And he always listens to the Smiths.
Yep. Always.
And so this is in the script. This is what we have to do. And they would be yes. It's a yes. It's a yes. I don't even have to call him.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And so once you got the publishing side, I'm sure Warner Music was like, W&G was like, fuck yeah, we'll do the master side too. You bet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because introduce a whole bunch of people to these moody songs.
Yeah, moody as fuck.
And it works so perfect for the show, obviously.
Yeah.
Great movie.
It is. It's really,
great
really
movie,
well shot too.
It's a different kind of, like, it's perfect for Netflix. I don't think this would have done well in the theater.
Yeah.
It's like this slow burn thing.
Yeah.
Like the person I was watching was like, how many lines did he have? Like 1 page? Like, I mean, it was all voiceover.
But it was all voiceover, but he's a voiceover,
Voice of God, it was all narrated.
Yeah.
But like how many lines he had in the movie, Michael Fassbender. And by the way, I was thinking, this is I saw that it was trending on Netflix. I saw it was blowing up on Twitter. Fuck you, X. I'm not calling it that. I saw, even like some of my Black Twitter friends were like Black Twitter was like, oh, are we going to watch this and get messy tonight? Like it was like the thing that was going to be watched and talked about. And I'm just imagining that like somebody in the management world of Michael Fassbender that couldn't get like another movie made with a studio for a big opener or something, because he's had a little rough ride here, is going to look at these numbers and go back to the studio and be like, do you see this? Do you see how many people watched my boy this weekend?
Yeah.
Do you see it trending as number 1 all weekend long? Like, I think it's going to help his career. Like, he's got to have like 4 offers already.
Yeah.
That's the glory of streaming, is that you can turn at least those numbers, that top 10 list, you can turn that around pretty quick, even though they don't share real analytics with you, apparently. But you could turn that number around and be like, my boy could open a movie. You see what I'm saying? He could open a weekend. Let's go.
Yep.
But you wouldn't do that like with a studio. Like if he opened a movie this weekend in real life, in theater life, it probably would have stiffed.
No, yeah.
So, I love the whole experiment. It's a weird movie. You got to stick with it. But
it is. But I mean, I'm a huge Fincher fan. I have been for many, for decades. Shall we say? And so, like it's very, very, very much his aesthetic. And it is very much a consistent burn. Even like even with the subject matter, it didn't make my heart rate go through the roof, No. So anyway.
No, and except for, is he going to kill that dog? And we're not going to answer that. You got to watch the movie.
Yeah.
I was like, if he kills this dog,
I'm out.
By the way, always love to see Glory Hole show up in a movie that doesn't have heroin in it. So, so I'll make that my sink of the week, because Portishead Glory Hole.
No, you just want to say the entire soundtrack. Yeah, it was bound to happen. We do have similar tastes when it comes to our entertainment, so it was bound to happen at some point in time. Except I like the happy shit.
Yeah, you do.
I do like the happy shit.
I just cry myself to sleep. All right. All right, let's wrap this sucker up. Make sure to check out StuMillerMusic.com. And you got a bunch of specials going on right now, don't you?
I do. I even added a little Black Friday. and Cyber Monday coupon code.
I'm going to be playing acoustic at his Black Friday sale, so go to his website.
Singing holiday songs?
Yes, with some pan flute. It's going to be fantastic. You can email us your questions, 2ShotsMusicPod@gmail.com, and you can follow us anywhere you follow people, at 2ShotsMusicPod, at 2ShotsMusicPod. And we really appreciate you leaving a review. It helps us. So leave a review, like, subscribe, hit that subscribe button on YouTube. We love our YouTube people. Thank you, Amazon Music. And again, thank you everyone in Oslo. I think some shit's happening. So we'll see.
Uh-oh.
We're not saying anything more. Not saying anything more. We wish you all a happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy holidays. Even the Europeans that don't celebrate it.
That's right. That's right. Have a great holiday.
Enjoy your Thursday.
Enjoy your stupid Thursday, you fat buck. All right, we'll talk to you next week.
Love you. Write a great song.
Love you. Bye.